Hey everybody, it's Bruce for part 3 of 3. Part 3 of 3. Hello everybody, it's Bruce here with part 3 of the video series on decision structures. And in this segment, we're going to be talking about multi-way decisions. Multi-way decisions. So here is a flowchart on the left. And it looks pretty complex, but let me see if I could step you through it. So the program starts, and then it's going to run into a decision that says, well, if something is true or false, then if it is, go to the right on the yes, and then go and execute that one code block, a code block being one statement or many statements, and then go to the end, all right? But if it's not true, then go and check to see if expression 2, is true or false. And if it's true, go execute this bit of code, code block 2, and then go to the end. Else if, this is not true, go and check this expression 3. And if it is true, go and execute some bit of code and then go to the end. And at the end here, if all else fails, go and execute this code right here and then go to the end. All right? It looks overwhelming, but let's look at the Python code on the right, because this is the way you write this kind of thing on the left in Python. So if condition 1 is true, execute the one or more statements, and then you're done. Nothing else. All right. Else if this is false, try this condition. If this is true, execute these statements, and then you're done. Else if this is not true, execute this condition. If it's true, do these statements, and once you do those statements, you're done. Else if condition 4 is true, do these statements, and then you're done. And if all else fails, this wasn't true, this wasn't true, this wasn't true, this wasn't true, then just do this, if that's just the else here, So look at this one. Pretend you got the grade, you have the variable grade assigned to the string A, So if the grade variable is exactly equal to an A, you get an A, Else if grade is exactly equal to B, you'll print out you got a B. And it keeps going through until if it's not A, not B, not C, not D, not F, that grade is not valid, Because let's just say you entered Z here. This value for grade was Z, it would fall through all of these conditions, all of these decisions, and it's going to say, well, it ain't an A, it's not a B, it's not a C, it's not a D, it's not an F, else that grade is not valid, all right? So this one prints out you got an A, but you see how nicely this decision structure is written in Python? It's kind of, it's very elegant. Now, just one point I want to raise again is that once one of these conditions evaluates to true, it jumps out. It's done, all right? So again, if any one of these evaluates to true, it does the statements that are indented below it, and then it jumps out. Got it? All right. So let's carry on here. Let's see if we can code some stuff. So here is demo 1. A certain computer technology instructor gives 5-point quizzes that are graded on scales. 5 you get an A, 4 you get a B, 3 you get a C, 2 D, 1 F, and 0 F. Write a program that accepts a quiz score as an input and uses a decision structure to calculate the corresponding grade. All right, so let's do that. All right, here we go. We need to get a grade from a person, and it needs to be the numbers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, So we need to get an integer from the person, enter the score received, right? And then what we need to do is we need to use a multi-way decision that says, well, if the grade is exactly equal to 5, print you get an A, right? Let's just check. 5 is an A, 4 is a B. So now we do our elif. Notice else if, that's the way it's written. In some languages you'll see it as else if. Elif, and then the condition is grade equal 4. Print you get a B, right? And then we have another condition, elif or else if grade is exactly equal to 3, right? Print you get a C. Sorry about that. Elif grade is exactly equal to 2. Print you get a D. Let me fix this up here. Right there. You get a D, right? And then 0, elif, if the grade entered is exactly equal to 0, print you get an F, right? And then all else fails, else print I can't give you a grade for that score, right? Because none of the other conditions, right, matched, right, what we were looking for. So let's run our little program now. Ready? Here we go. Enter the grade received, 5. And you know a 5 should be an A. You get an A. Good. Let's test the next one. 4. You get a B. Awesome-o, right? Let's do another one. Let's go through all our test cases. 3. Right? C, right? That's great. 2, D, 1, I made a boo-boo, right? I made an error. So let's go back, and it's good. 1 is an F, and 0 is an F, right? So look at this, right? I forgot 1. So I could do this, right? I could do elif grade equals 1. Print you get an F, right? So notice, right, it's going to work. Let me prove it to you, right? If I do the 1 now, 1, you get an F. And just for grins, if I do 99, it's going to say I can't give you a grade for that score. So our code works, right? Our code, the way it's written here, our decision structure, I don't know why I put that 1 there. Thanks for letting me know. Our code works, right? But look at these two things right here, right? We're kind of repeating the same stuff. So we could put here a Boolean called OR, right? And you'll learn about this in Module 4. Or, so if grade equals 1 or grade equals 0, let me space things out, and I'm going to get rid of this code right here, right? Check this out. This is kind of cool. Then you get an F, right? Whether your score is 1 or your score is 0, right? So here we go. I'll do 1. You get an F. I'll do 0, right? 0. You get an F, right? So this is a multi-way decision. They're really cool. Now, some of you are going to ask me, can't we write separate if statements for each grade? And you can, but it's considered poor form or sloppy because once one of these things is true, then you're done. You jump out once you do the indented statements. Okay? If you do separate if statements, it's going to have to evaluate each condition regardless, right? It's here. Let me just show you, right? So let me just do this. If I won't do them all, right? Grade equals 5. Print. I'll just do A for now. And then if you do this, if grade equals 4, print B. So let me just do these two here, all right? Let me just make some room, okay, so you can see this. So what happens when you write separate if statements like this is it's going to evaluate this, right? And let's just say here a grade equals 5. Okay, there it is. Pretend that we got input from the user and grade is equal to 5, right? So line 19 is going to execute and say, hey, is 5 equal to 5? Heck yeah, you get an A, right? In this version of it, remember what I said, it's done. It's no longer going to evaluate these statements here, right? But when you write it as separate if statements, it's going to evaluate this and say A, and then it's going to come down here and perform another evaluation, even though you know that the person got an A already, right? So this is wasteful because you're going to be asking the computer to perform computations that it shouldn't need to do because you already did it, all right? So think about that for a second. Writing it this way up here, this way, let me just get rid of this stuff off screen, right? This is the way you would write something where you need to test several conditions and only one of those conditions can be true, right? And if none of these conditions are true, you can put an else here. You can. You don't have to put an else, right? But if you just want to let somebody know, right, that none of these conditions were true, then you would say, well, all else fails. I can't give you a grade for that score because I couldn't determine what it was, all right? So I hope this three-part series on decision structures has been helpful, and I can't suggest any more than I probably have that you need to code along. You need to pause the video. You need to code because that's the only way you're going to learn how to code. You can't memorize this stuff. You just can't because every bit of code you're going to write is going to be different. Thanks for watching. Again, if you stumbled across part 3 here and haven't watched parts 1 or 2, please go back and watch them. All right? Thanks again for watching and have a good day.